the deal? You're not giving up, are you? Well, are you?
Babe, you gotta be more careful. Whatever.
Prepare yourself, Dan Saiyan.
So is the beginning of this video random? Yes it is. But actually I want to go ahead and give some shine to the redhead Henry who created that little short. I'm gonna have a link to his channel in the description below. Go ahead and check him out. Guys, this has been a weird week for me, or at least a weird week and a half, because I have been actually moving. I just got a house, we did, and it's a lot better than a 2-bedroom apartment, I'm gonna tell you that. So there's been a lot of stuff going on, and I haven't been able to reply to everybody or get back to people on Twitter, even on Discord, as much as I would like. So I honestly wanted to just reach out to you guys at the beginning of this video to let you guys know that I do appreciate you guys sticking with me and talking to me, reaching out, sending me your fan manga stories. I've gotten a lot of those recently where people just send me their actual stories. They're not like actually drawn out, they're just stories, and I like that. I don't mind fan fiction. I can read fan fiction every once in a while, so thank you so much for that. You guys have been awesome. So I did want to tell you guys that before I got into the video, because I found some manga that actually spoils everything. So actually I want to go ahead and put a tremendous huge spoiler warning right here at the beginning of the video, because this could actually ruin your reading of the Dragon Ball Super official manga. So if you don't want to be spoiled, potentially spoiled by anything from the original source, I would say put this video on the back burner. But this spoiler has some information in it that a lot of people have really honed in on, myself included, and have theorized about. But this one has a special twist that makes the most sense. It feels the most Dragon Ball to me. Like, it feels like, or at least Dragon Ball Super, I'm sorry. It feels the most Dragon Ball Super to me, because there is something here that really just makes it so the Moro arc has the same amount of stakes as a Tournament of Power, sort of. And if you look at Dragon Ball Heroes, what Dragon Ball Heroes is doing, then yeah, you are definitely gonna put 2 and 2 together and see that this theory could have some weight to it. This manga spoils the ending of the Dragon Ball Super manga. So I was really excited to actually cover this little manga with you guys, because today's video was actually supposed to be why Rigor is better than Zycor, but I'm going to put that one off for tomorrow, so make sure to come back, check that video out. But let's dive in to the most crucial evidence that really kind of backs this theory slash fan manga.
Goku!
Now, in Dragon Ball Heroes, we know that Goku, or one of the Gokus, is training with the Grand Priest. He is training with him for mastering Ultra Instinct. Almost exactly the same thing that is happening in the Dragon Ball Super manga. In the manga, Goku is training with Miris to get Ultra Instinct back. So right there you have two incredibly strong parallels that really can't be ignored. So if you've not seen Dragon Ball Heroes, Goku, one of the Gokus, is training with the Grand Priest. The Grand Priest brings him to the battlefield. Goku does his thing, and he actually takes out a few opponents in Omen and then Mastered before he succumbs to some hacks abilities by the bad guys. That's basically what happens in Dragon Ball Heroes, but again, he's even got the full decked out Grand Prix uniform. He looks awesome. This manga is by bonobq, which is a Instagram manga creator, and I want to give a huge shout out to Super on Twitter for actually posting this, and this is how I found it out. And it just blew my mind how I never even thought about this. So bonobq is actually a female artist that I've showcased on this channel before. Before I jump into this fan manga, I want to give a huge shout out to bonobq, who was the artist and creator of it. And when I was looking through her, I'm presuming her Instagram account, I found this picture, and not only did I love the picture, but the description in the picture really got to me, and that's the reason I wanted to use it as the thumbnail, and I'm hoping that it touches you just like it touched me. So she puts down, Dragon Ball is not as popular as other countries in Korea. So I'm assuming she's from Korea. So my real friends ask me why I'm obsessed with Dragon Balls. They laugh at me and care too much about my life. They may have a hobby that they like, and I also have one, but I don't understand why you are so blaming me. I was so distressed and confused about it for months now. There are also people who do not like my paintings but stalk. It's really chaos. I wanted to achieve so much until last year, but I'm losing my mind because of the shock to the criticism. I try to be positive, but it doesn't work. I will try harder. I will try to be more positive so that they do not laugh at me. First of all, anyone who's laughing at you are a bunch of pieces of shit, because you have created such great and amazing art and stories on your Instagram page. So there you have all the information about this great artist, and if you want to follow her, I have a link to her Instagram in the description below. So diving into this fan manga, we have Goku and Vegeta. They seem to have probably defeated Moro at this point. It looks like that's the case because they are falling with, it looks like all their energy completely gone from their bodies, and Goku has no shirt, which is the norm, and Vegeta's missing one of his arms, well, the clothing on his arm, so he probably maybe did a huge galley gun or something along those lines. And so they seem like they're completely beat. They're falling from the sky, but they have smile on their faces. They are content with whatever the outcome was of this tremendous battle. And then Miris actually picks them up. He carries them, he catches them. The great thing about bonobq's fan mangas is that she does a lot with a little. A lot of the panels don't have any words to them, but they convey the message of the manga as a whole extremely well, and when there is dialogue, it just further enhances the story. It further enhances the fan manga as a whole with the little words that she uses. So he catches them both, and right behind him is Whis, and Whis says, "Did you enjoy this trip?" And I was a little confused when I first read this because I was like, I don't know why Whis is there. Whis really hasn't been, Whis and Beerus haven't been in the manga like at all. They've been MIA, they've been absent, they've been doing their own thing. And that makes sense because you don't always want them there. They want these bad guys, these villains, these tremendous Avenger level threats to go back to being heavy and feeling like the good guys really may not have a chance against the bad guys, because every time you have Beerus and Whis there, everything, like the air around the battle, the air around the whole anime, the manga, the arc, it just feels like everything's just downgraded so much, because you know that Beerus and Whis are extremely powerful. They can take on anything, and that's kind of what made the Tournament of Power at first feel like it had stakes, because the gods of destruction were going to get erased as well, and they literally cannot intervene at all. So that's kind of why it felt like they were going somewhere with the Tournament of Power, but they never did. With this though, this sort of goes down that same route as feeling stakeless, feeling like it doesn't have much weight to it, but it does it more gracefully, because it almost makes it feel like this was all meant for Goku and Vegeta to have a training session fighting Moro. So The one interesting theory that I've heard about who Miris is that Miris is a ancient angel that is fallen, a fallen angel, and Moro was his god of destruction. And then that's the reason that they really can't defeat each other, because they had that link, that special bond. Obviously it doesn't really make too much sense, because, you know, Miris does fight Moro and he actually captures him at one point in the manga, but it's an interesting take on it. This is better. Get ready to be spoiled, because this blew my mind when I first read it. We says father, and then it cuts to the back of Miris' head, and it looks like he transformed into the Grand Priest. And then the Grand Priest said very. And that is the end of this fan manga. I am telling you right now, guys, this completely blew my mind when I first read it. Mainly due to the fact that it just seems like something that would happen in Dragon Ball Super. Like, Miris could have defeated Moro at any point, but he wanted to train Goku and Vegeta further for reasons, because he wanted to disguise himself as a mortal and live among them. I mean, it seemed like Miris had already had a handle on, you know, controlling or policing his portion of the universe in Universe 7. So that means that the Grand Priest, if this is correct, the Grand Priest has been doing that for a very long time. He has been going into disguise, maybe not only in Universe 7, but other universes as well, just to live among mortals. He probably doesn't really have to do much. He probably isn't that busy where he can just, you know, up and leave. It seems like the Zenos are being taken care of by the two caretakers, so there really isn't much for the Grand Priest to do besides, you know, host a tournament. So this, to me, is a really cool route. It's better, you know, even though there are no stakes because he's been there the whole time, it's better for me because it makes it feel cool. Like, you know, he was there to train them the entire time. He could have taken out Moro whenever he wanted, but he refused to because he did not want to get that involved. But that would make sense as to why he's so strong, why he was able to block Goku at all Super Saiyan levels, it seems, and why he's training Goku in Ultra Instinct, same as the Grand Priest in Dragon Ball Heroes. Just a really cool parallel. I think this is going to be the ending of the Moro arc, although I could be wrong. I still think this is going to be the ending. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you go onto bonobq's Instagram, follow her there. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. My mind is blown.
Subscribe for more content.